What is up, everybody? How's it going? And welcome back to the channel. So today, just going to give you guys a little video on some Toyota OEM parts that I picked up from my Napa rep, Gus. So please stick around, check out the video, and I'll see you guys there. These are the bolts for the rear lower shock mount on 3rd gen 4Runners from 1996 to 2002. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys there. Hey everybody, how's it going? And welcome back to the channel. Before we get started, please like, comment, subscribe, and smush the bell notification icon for future updates. Alright, so the rear shocks on rows, you guys may have seen the Instagram a few weeks back, several weeks back actually, where the shock stem came unthreaded from the eyelet side. That is supposed to be attached to the lower axle mount for the shock. The eyelet was still bolted. Come to find out, after I repaired the boot, and I can take you guys out and show you guys, I have a tap here. I need to fix the holes. This is the bolt we're talking about, which is in these bags. I took this bolt off of Sky to check the thread so I can get the correct tap. It just happened it didn't have a 12mm by 1.25 tap. But this is a 12mm bolt by 1.25 thread pitch. This hex side of the bolt, this is a 17mm. I have another similar bolt here that I got from Napa to throw on. These are actually painted red for some reason, but I got lock washer. These have lock washers on them already from the factory, but they are pretty dang close. The original bolt is maybe 2.5, 3 threads longer, but this is the same. If you put these threads against each other, they mesh perfectly fine. Now this is a 19mm instead of a 17, so I have a 17 here. This is a 17. Factory is a 17. And then these, you know, if you're in a bind, you can go to Napa and pick up a 12 by 125 or 1.25, and it will work just fine. This one is a 19, so here's a 19mm. These red bolts right here, they are 19mm. So I did get this. I wasn't sure if this was going to be like a week's worth of waiting, but I had my Napa rep get me these bolts, which is this bolt right here. I didn't need the washer. I already have washers, the main flat washer. These bolts are item number 91619-G1222. And this says bolt with washer. These are for the rear shocks, the lower shock mounts. And I'll take you guys out there and I'll show you guys. So what I'm going to do, I'm not going to put these on right now. I want to make sure that everything threads correctly after I repair with the tap. But the bolt that I originally took out, about 6 of the threads, so if you see the tip of my finger, this much right here, so from my finger to the end of my finger, so that much right here in the center, that much of it was tapered and coned on how bad it was stripping. So somebody cross-threaded them before I got rows. I'll take you guys out there real quick and I'll show you guys the best that I can. I kind of put the bolt back in and wedged it because I've been driving the truck with only one shock. Only had a passenger shock in the rear because I was waiting for bushings and everything to show up. Now that I got the custom-made bushings, you can see the Bilstein with the red Rancho boot. So you can see that that is installed, the bolt is holding. Let me remove the tripod so you guys can see. There you go. So this bolt right here, this is the lower, this is the rear axle, and then here's the rear axle perch for the shock perch. So this side's stripped. I'm assuming that side is also stripped. That still has the black boot and it needs to be cleaned. The reason the boot looks oily on that side, there you go. Reason it looks oily is not because the shock exploded. It's actually because, let's see if I can get some light. There you go. It's because this third member was leaking right here. And while it was leaking, it was spitting diff fluid at the boots on both sides. So I got that fixed. That's no longer leaking. So what I need to do is I need to take this bolt out. And that's why I got new bolts, because this bolt is completely destroyed. I'm not even gonna try to repair it. I'm just gonna put I'm gonna put the red bolts in for now. Or I might install, since I got them today, I might install the factory Toyota bolts back in, but I'm gonna repair the threads. And I had to wait for the tap, so I was hoping this wouldn't come off, and it's been doing well. So I'm just gonna prepare for the worst and expect that that one's gonna do the same thing, that it's gonna smash the threads as it's coming out. But that's what those 6 bolts I got. I got 2 per vehicle, even though Rose or Sky and Beast don't need them. I'll have 4 extra just in case they ever do. It does look like I'm going to be replacing this axle at some point because it is pretty rusted. I'm sure I might be able to save it, but it's got a lot of pitting in it. Might be just more realistic to find another axle. And I plan on replacing the axle anyways, because my idea was to find an e-locker axle, Toyota axle, and throw an e-locker setup in here. Factory Toyota e-locker setup. The front ones are pretty easy to find. Ball joints and everything in the front are doing good. Everything in the front is doing fine. Take this hat off, slide to the front. So all this right here is just it's oil spraying out. I definitely have you can see up here, I got a valve cover leak and it's just dropping oil. So I'll get that fixed as soon as I can get to it. It's very common on these vehicles for this to happen. It is clean oil coming out, so it is what it is. I'll just, when I get that fixed, I will, see, you can see it, oil spraying out the top. So it does still have an oil leak. This is a brand new rack and pinion. Other than that, it's only spraying right here in the center. It's not too big of a deal. I'll get it fixed, but it's not really spraying on the exhaust or anything, so it's not that huge of a leak. When I check the oil probably 7 or 8 times a week, if not more. And I don't ever see any more than like 4 or 5 drops missing from the dipstick, so it's not leaking a lot. Just leaking a little. I'm not sure if I'm going to bring you guys along on the tapping the threads. I might just tap the threads, make sure the repair goes well, and just give you guys an update that I got everything installed and everything. I'm not sure if it's really necessary or if you guys would even want to see me tap the clean the threads and re-tap what's missing. Might not be realistic. for you guys. Or it might be too short of a video, or maybe a waste of time, I don't know. All I'm gonna do is stick this tap in the hole, rethread it, make sure that it will rethread, and then put the bolt back in. You know, maybe a 5-minute job, if that. But that's what these bolts are for, and that's how it looks. Is you got this bolt with the lock washer that doesn't come off. These lock washers are built onto them, and then you have a wide washer that sits against the boot, or the rubber bushing that is inside the eyelet of the shock. Thread this in, it locks down, tighten it a little bit more, and it will preload the lock washer against the main washer, and it will lock the head of the bolt. So the shock doesn't come off. But that's what these are for. I got 2 for the truck, you know, just in case the other side ruins the bolt too, because the bolt is actually, you know, you can see how it's beveled at the edge. Well, it's actually, and you know, that is also could be considered cone shaped, but that cone shape went 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 threads. So about half of what is threaded on the bolt, because there is a smooth shoulder at the back side of this bolt. So threads only go here. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12. There's 13 threads. So yeah, it took out half of the threads on that bolt. So I got some more. Again, part number is 91619-Greg1222. That is all I got for you guys today. Just a quick video, give you guys a demonstration. If you do pick up bolts from Napa, just, you know, as an emergency, they're gonna have 19mm headed bolts, and they are 12. The actual threaded portion is 12mm by 1.25 thread pitch. And then these bolts are not very expensive from Toyota. So these 6 bolts were $16.89. I had $5 off. Because I shop at Napa so much, I have, for every, I think, $100 I spend, I get $5 off, something like that. But I've got probably 150 or 200 of these $5 offs on my account. And I use them to buy parts for my own personal vehicles and stuff and help you guys out. So came out to $11.89 with the $5 off plus a $1.03 tax. So it was $12.92 for these bolts. Directly from Toyota, this is how it will look on the vehicle. So you want to make sure that if you buy these bolts, they only come with the lock washer and the bolt. Just like this. You're going to want to keep the washer, the large face flat washer that is comes off when you take these bolts off. But that is all I got for you guys today. If you guys are using the original Toyota head, it is a 17. If you're using one from Napa, it is a 19. I do appreciate you guys stopping by. The tap, this is a M12 by 1.25 D6 HSS high-speed steel tap. This is made by Drill America. This little wrench right here is a 9/32. It fits on there perfectly fine if you just want a wrench to use the tap, or you can use a 9mm. This is a 9mm socket. It fits perfectly fine with minimal wiggle, minimal rotation. That's all. If you play it in slow motion or slow the video down, you guys can see it's very little. That's it. So you can use a deep, mid, shallow, whatever your choice is, but it will fit in a 9mm. So you can do that. If you have a tap sockets, then you can use your tap sockets instead of a 9mm as well. Hope the information is helpful, guys. I'm thinking about it. I'm probably not going to record it. I'm probably just going to go get it done. You know, next time I need to tap something that's a 12mm by 1.25, I'll record it for you guys, but this is just going to be a quick job. I also got to get the other shock off, get the boot off, get the shock cleaned, make sure that shock isn't leaking also, just to verify it. And then I got to put the new boot on, which is, here's the Rancho boot that I installed on that one I just showed you. That boot is RS1937. I'll probably link in cards up here. I'll probably link previous videos to this, where I also show you guys what energy suspension bushings I bought to replace the original Bilstein bushings that, you know, I can't get for 8 months. So I will leave cards up here for you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys have an awesome rest of your day, and I will see you guys next time. Peace!